Sleepers, rookies, and busts. Sleepers, rookies, and busts. Sleepers, rookies, and busts. Sleepers, rookies, and busts. Welcome to the fantasy show with two dumbasses and a shitty set. This is episode 2. It's the sleeper, rookie, and bust episode. This is my partner Maurice Jones-Drew, and we're gonna go through all of his sleepers right now.
All right, I'm going to throw out a couple of sleepers. You might want to pick these guys up. You may be able to get them in the later rounds, mid to late rounds. Hopefully 10th round, 11th round after that. First, I'm going to go with Lance Moore from the Saints. I think he could have a big year, especially, with Colston coming off an injury. You never know. That's a guy you might be able to grab late, too. He's been going late in some mock drafts. I have a couple of young guys out there. Antonio Brown from the Steelers. He does do a lot of special teams, but he's looking good in preseason, and you never know. He's an injury or two away from making noise. You have Andre Roberts, wide receiver from Arizona. Right now, he's looking okay, a little raw. They're hoping he gets the number 2 spot opposite Fitzy, so we'll see what happens with that. Then I also have Denario Alexander, wide receiver on the Rams. Anybody over there is set to go off.
Yeah, Bradford's starving for a target over there.
Yeah, and I think
somebody's gonna step up, and he's a big boy.
And I think this could be the guy.
Oh yeah.
I also have 2 running backs on there. James Starks, who's maybe not a sleeper, but you never know. Like he could take over the prime position.
He came along in the playoffs big time.
Yeah, hopefully he could build on that, and maybe Ryan Gray doesn't look as good. Who knows? And then I also have a guy, is a no-name guy. He might be Kareem Huggins of last year, or he could be Arian Foster of last year. A guy named Aaron Brown, running back on Detroit. I know they just signed Harrison and Mike Bell past couple weeks, but those guys, they're at the tail ends of their career. This is a young guy. I think he's set to go off. His 3rd year in the league. Who knows? Or it could be like Huggins. He goes down and that's it for him. Or
I might have to sign this kid, Brown. I loved Huggins. Huggins was the man before he got hurt last year. Yeah, he had the bomb preseason.
I'm expecting Huggins he hasn't done any. Pick. This guy hasn't done any Huggins plays yet, but I think he's capable of it. I see a couple of nice runs by him, and I was a little impressed. Who are your sleepers?
I really love Kendall Hunter, actually. One of the reasons I love Hunter is because later on my bust list, you're going to see that Gore is one of my busts. That's a big reason why I love Hunter. I just don't think Gore is going to be able to make it through the season. I don't know. He's just kind of getting a little long in the tooth. Just not feeling Gore these days. Just kind of feel like he had his best years in 05, 06, 07. Actually, he was hurt one of those years. 08, 09, and 10.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go after Hunter. You make a good point right there.
Yeah, Hunter's a nice little pickup. Gore really just doesn't impress me too much. Another guy I really love is Evan Moore on the Browns, a tight end. I feel like Evan Moore by the end of the year is gonna take over for Ben Watson. This kid has glue hands. He catches everything. He goes over the middle. He's not scared to take a hit. The only problem with Moore is he's had a little trouble staying healthy last year and the year before. But if he could stay healthy, I look for him to actually have a big year. I can see him being a top 10 tight end. Also, Colt is looking really good in the preseason, and Colt and Evan Moore seem to be BFF. Colt seems to be loving him some, Evan Moore.
No, that's great. Especially with a young quarterback, they always tend to trust the wide receiver. Look at tight ends, as opposed to the wide receiver, especially early on in their careers. Even look at Peyton Manning. He turns tight ends into superstars. Look what he did with Tammy last season. So, and Colt McCoy could be the same mold. They actually made comparisons to Peyton Manning.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing is
smaller.
Yeah, but still, the only thing about McCoy is, he plays the Ravens 2 games. He plays the Steelers 2 games. Cincinnati's gonna put up a little bit of a fight. You never know.
I don't know where you're getting that from.
The schedule. The
schedule's actually
tough.
No, the schedule's in their favor, and you got to keep in mind too. He plays Steelers and the Ravens last 2 games of the year, week 16 and 17. There's no more fantasy games by then. So during the fantasy season, you're only playing the Steelers and the Ravens once. Unfortunately, the problem is it is going to probably be for your playoff game and your second playoff game, because it's weeks
Well, then you just back it up with
Weeks 14 and
another.
15.
Well, you back it up with another tight end, maybe somebody like Jimmy Graham on New Orleans. To
Yeah.
throw in there for a week.
Of
you know.
course.
Even then, by the end of the season, he might be
Oh,
you know,
of course.
a superstar. Not a superstar, but he might be very productive towards the end of the season. Let's talk about
Evan Moore does have good speed though, and the Ravens secondary isn't that fast, so we should keep that in mind too.
You're gonna
And
turn
Ed
this
Reed will
into-
probably be dead.
This is
by
going to
then.
become the Browns fan club if we don't stop. So let's go on to the bust. Okay, who's some of bust you
Bust
have?
wise. I'm going big. I'm going Donovan. He's not gonna do anything in Minnesota.
That's-
Donovan's
that's
gonna be
a-
a bum. It's a
that's
given.
your prediction?
It's a given, but I gotta say it. Somebody's gotta say
Not
it.
even I mean, come on.
No, listen. Some people are probably high on Donovan. There are definitely people out there that are delusional that are high on Donovan McNabb.
I don't think there's anybody in their right mind that would take him as a number one quarterback. Maybe as a number two.
Oh,
in case,
number one,
Maybe they would
absolutely
partner him
not.
up with like a
Nobody-
big type. I
no.
wouldn't even go that far.
even if you're on.
I would ignore him completely. I mean, I agree with you. He is a bust, but I think that's an obvious one.
Yeah.
Let's see
I
something
don't
good.
even-
Like
I just
shock
think
me. I
he's-
want to be shocked a little bit. Who else do you have?
He's a bum. Gore was my big one, honestly.
All right. Well, you already let the rabbit out of the
Yeah, I
hat.
already
with that
did
one,
let.
so.
Yeah, I did. I let that
You
one
got
out a
anybody
little
else?
early. Brandon Lloyd. Brandon Lloyd's a big one. You know
That's
what?
right
All
off
of them
my
are super
list.
obvious, and Brandon Lloyd's gonna not have 15 touchdowns.
Oh
this year.
no! I mean,
And
especially
he's not gonna have 1,300 yards.
What quarterback are they gonna have by that time?
It's gonna be Orton.
That's the number
Oh,
one
it could
thing.
It could be
Who-
Tebow.
Yeah, but
It
who
could be Orton.
knows?
But it could
I
be
just don't
Tebow.
see it. I mean,
But it could be Orton.
he's too long in the tooth. He's old. I don't see him having a great
Yeah.
career, a great year again. I don't see it.
I like Orton.
I
But
have him.
Orton's a steady Eddie guy, not a fantasy guy. Although last year he did have a good fantasy year.
I'm gonna keep the ball rolling. I have Brandon Lloyd on my list. It's funny because I had Brandon Marshall, and then I crossed it down and put Lloyd down because Brandon made me realize. But
Brandon Marshall's another good one though.
exactly. I think he's a little bit of a bust too. I mean, if you could get him late, I mean,
Brandon Marshall already busted last year. It's like now, do you expect the repeat bust, or do you expect for him to go back to any sort of
I think that's why I
respectability?
crossed it down.
I
Put
think he's
Lloyd
done, though.
down instead because I also have Roy Williams on Chicago. He's out of shape. I mean, whatever. He has these flukes. Who knows? I mean, he could turn out and be a sleeper, but I doubt it. And I also have Chris Cooley only because of the fact that who knows with his knee and stuff like that. He's getting long in his career. His quarterback situation's awful over there. They have a good young guy in Fred Davis who's in a contract
Yeah.
year. So next year they might cut Cooley and be like, So for a 1 year league, he's not bad, especially if you can get him for a number 2 or a low end 1. He's pretty consistent. The quarterbacks always throw to him. Grossman will throw to him. He's good for like maybe 800 yards. That's if healthy. Who knows what's going on with him?
Yeah, but that's good.
I
I take 800 yards from my tight end.
Yeah, but who
Unless
knows?
you got
If that's-
Gates,
but
you know,
that's if
800
he's playing
yards
the whole
isn't a guarantee.
season. That's if he's playing over
Yeah,
the
no,
whole
of
season.
course.
So we'll see about that. He gets no touchdowns though. Absolutely
he-
none. And
You never know though with a tight end. It's a new offense too.
we'll
kinda.
see about that. I don't really like him for dynasty leagues, but
Yeah, I
redraft
definitely
leagues.
don't like him for dynasty. Dynasty
Um,
leagues, he's definitely no good.
Yeah, and those are my bust. Let's talk about some rookies.
Rookies. I'm gonna start off with DeMarco Murray.
Okay,
I'm just not confident in Felix Jones at all. I'm not confident in Tashard Choice.
that's a handcuff move right there. So
DeMarco Murray
that's
was
something
just
you definitely want to do. Handcuff him to Felix Jones.
yeah, of course,
without a doubt,
of
because
course.
I agree
But
with you.
I feel DeMarco Murray is going to be the guy that much. DeMarco Murray was a beast in college, man. Like,
He's gotta
and
stay healthy,
he's just
though. That's like-
of course, and he's already not healthy. He's already going to miss the preseason. But I just have a feeling, maybe not at first, so maybe yearly leagues you might stay away from him. Dynasties, I would definitely eat him up, especially with all these running backs dropping like flies right now. They're all blowing out
I know.
ACLs and MCLs.
But he
and-
could be the next one.
of course, but he's not. So right now he's the healthy one.
Who else do you have?
And I would just move on forward with him over Felix Jones. Julio Jones, that's my big obvious one. Julio is just being placed in a situation where he can easily succeed. He's gonna have Roddy White drawing a lot of coverage away from him. He's gonna have Tony Gonzalez eating up some coverage. He's gonna have people playing in the box to stop Michael Turner. Like, he's gonna just be in a lot of man-to-man situations, and he's gonna he's still going to be able to beat these pro defensive
Well, I mean,
backs.
that's obvious.
He's just a talented kid, and he's fast. He's super
going
fast.
in mock drafts. He's going in like pretty middle to late rounds. So yeah, everybody expects him to have a good year, and he should not disappoint. Who else do you have? Anyone else?
Well, it's rough though with receivers. Greg Little's my other one.
Another receiver. Okay. I mean,
I-
he can blow up because he's really there's nobody else over there. Robitsky is a sleeper. I mean, I'm surprised neither one of us mentioned him, but that's a coin flip right there. You know, he didn't
Robo
play
definitely
a
could
whole.
be good.
He didn't play
That's
the whole
the whole
season.
problem with Little is that he hasn't played the year, and it looks like
But could it be a Mike Williams situation? You know,
exactly. But yeah, that's actually who I compare him to all the time. I just feel like right now his hands don't look so spectacular in the preseason. I mean, he could obviously fix that. I mean, it just might just be the rust needs to come off, and he'll be fine. He'll be catching the ball by the time the season does start.
All right, my first rookie, I have DeLone Carter, running back in Indianapolis. I think he's set to take over there. I mean, I don't really like Donald Brown. I don't think Indianapolis likes Donald Brown. Hasn't proved anything in all the years. What, like 4 years now he's been in the league. He really hasn't proved much.
Donald Brown?
Yeah.
3, I think.
3? Well,
Yeah.
still. I mean, they have Joseph Adai. He's consistent. He's good. But, you know, he's getting older in his career,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they want somebody to spell him and eventually take over. And I think DeLone Carter is that guy. I also have Denarius Moore from Oakland. I'm really high on him right now. He looks good in preseason. They say he looks awesome in camp. I mean, he could be the number one guy. You know, I mean, he only really has Jacoby Ford, but Jacoby Ford's a different type of guy. You know, like you said, he's more of a burner, and you know, he's more of a slot type of guy. Denarius Moore is bigger. He's fast. He's strong.
Yeah.
He could be what they wanted Hayward Bay to be, you know? And hopefully...
Yeah, Ford is definitely good, but he is more like a slot guy.
I mean, if you could
He's
grab
just like
both
that-
of them, that would be great because you have the clear number one then.
Oh, yeah.
I also have Lance...
One of them will emerge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also have Lance Kendricks, tight end from St. Louis. He's looking really sharp right now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I would take him late in a regular redraft. Dynasty keeper, rookie league, middle second round. You know, maybe even early second round if I needed him desperately enough.
Take him with a 10 pick if you got nothing else on the board.
That's true. Who knows though?
whatever.
I mean, let's see how good he looks the next game.
The way these guys are getting injured, he might be a steal at the 10 pick.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I also
these guys
have
are dropping like flies. 3 rookie draft first rounders are gone already.
and I have this is something basically for a dynasty pick future Blaine Gabbert. I really think he's gonna be
Of
awesome.
course.
I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be good. I think he might be like the next Stafford. You know, I think he's gonna be really really good. You know, he might be better than Stafford because he could probably stay healthy.
Blaine is the rookie quarterback that I really love. He's the
Yeah.
one that like I see the most future with. Like I'm not in love with these other guys that came out this year.
Yeah.
Especially Scam. I can't stand Scam. I don't
think
he's
he's
gonna
talented. I mean, I don't
He's
know.
Jamarcus all over.
I don't think so. I think he might last a little longer than him, but I don't think he's gonna be like a Vic. Maybe like a Young, like a Vince Young. I mean, he's got a cannon.
Listen, I mean,
Cam Newton does have a cannon,
I like
man.
Vince. I feel like Vince.
Vince
may
has
get-
a-
Vince maybe has some attitude problems. I don't know what his deal with. Nobody wants to give.
I mean,
Vince
I don't think
a fair
I don't
crack.
think it's his character that's questionable. That Cam Newton. I think if
I don't know, he
anything,
seems
it's
like a
his-
little. He seems like a kind of an arrogant fuck.
Yeah, but they're all arrogant. They all think who they are.
Yeah.
They're athletes.
guess.
They're pro athletes. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this episode of the Fantasy Show with two dumbasses and a shitty set. If you have any questions, comments, please write down below.